Welcome to the Firecatcher Report. My name is Amatayo and I am so glad you're here. In today's video, we're talking to who is Tunde of The Simple Answer Is, whose A&R and artist development focused content is targeted at helping musicians and artists navigate their careers.
How do you stand out as an upcoming artist? The simple answer is be different. How do you build a fan base as an upcoming artist? Simple answer is patience. Who should independent artists have on their team? Simple answer is people you trust. How do you build confidence as an artist? Simple answer is ask a Nigerian guy.
He shares tips on everything from how to get started, how to start creating and sharing music, and how to promote your music, and how to build a community, and everything else in between. And I know you guys are just going to love this conversation. Whether you are a musician specifically or you're a creative, his content is really, really helpful because sometimes the things we need to know to get going are the same regardless of what kind of creative you are. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this conversation, and I'll see you on the other side. As far as I'm concerned, you and your sister were supposed to be in music from before. Can you talk briefly about what your journey has been? Because obviously you have had 9 to 5 and then now here. You've had friends who've been in the industry, you've been around this space to a degree.
Yeah.
So can you talk through your journey, like from uni, that whole struggle to where you are now?
So the journey has been pretty up and down, sure, not sure, and giving my own personality to, like, in terms of, I don't really like putting myself out there and being like, oh, no, I know how to do this thing, I can write about music, I can. So, like, that kind of, like, putting myself in front of the camera. So now that I'm doing it, it's that kind of thing I wish I had done a while back. But they always say, like, you can't tell, like, what the story is going to be. From listening to music over time, from reading magazines, from interacting with musicians, like you said, I've just always had the liking to it. Like, just one of those things that they say music chose me, kind of. I mean, every music fan tried to dabble into rap at a point, but I don't think I was very good at it. I just kind of lost interest. But there were a lot of people way better than me. So I was like, I can't compete with these people. Those guys are too good. Then I started writing, viewing albums. I think that was when the Twitter boom came. Started reviewing my friends. We had like kind of like a cult following because of the humor and the we used to put into it. Started getting traction. Blogs started popping up. So people come and write for my blog. Come and listen to this. Then 9 to 5 will come. I'll do small 9 to 5. I'll find out how I'm bored here. Come back again. I've now found a 9 to 5 that was kind of like inclined to music, like the internet had boomed, people started consuming music content. So it was easy. Then pandemic came. They wanted me to start coming to the office again. So I was like, pandemic has taught us that we don't really need to be. Well, just like, what? It's just time. It's time. Tell people like, okay, these things. And I started putting myself out there and the results have been incredible.
When I first saw your video on Instagram, my first instinct was jealousy. I was so upset. The fact that you were clear, straight to the point, then there was the humor, then there was the set, then there was the punchline. I was like, this is I actually thought it was genius. And I was like, you've been doing content for how many years? How many years? You're still talking in circles. And I literally would look at her and be like, Mardika's brother did this thing. And it applies to every creative thing. So every time I watch your videos, I'm like, man, it's true. I should try that thing. How did you arrive at The Simple Answer Is?
I always knew I was at the end, I was going to segue into talking because blogs are starting, people have stopped reading. But I just always thought it was like going to maybe behind the scenes. Right. Like maybe I'll talk, put like GIFs and cartoons in front. I mean, I've done that, but it didn't really pop. If you are not the face of something, it's going to be hard. I was like, what, let me just try it and see. Everything just kind of came together. So the sets, I bought lights, I bought the phone, I bought the mic, but I didn't have the concept. I was going to do all those things that you walk past or come back. So I had like a lot of ideas in my head. I was just like, I don't know. Then my sister was moving and she gave me her dining set. So I was like, what, let me move that here. Let me put the dining set here. Next time I just took a chair. I was like, let me put the chair here. And I just took the lights. I was like, okay, if I put, and everything just fell into place one day. And I'm like, this is a set
This
I
is
have
your
here.
set, yeah.
Because I consume a lot of media like YouTube. So there's this guy called Big Ron Jones. At the end, it just says, "This is Big Ron Jones. I'm giving you a real world goal, something, something." So I was like, okay, I want to take something like that and have it at the beginning or the end. I don't know yet. The guy called him KBHD. I was like, okay, I want to tap into the humor bit. I like the way he said it simple. One day I was just like, you know what, I have to start today. I just have to start today. And it was my birthday. I started my birthday. Like I have to start today, whatever it is. So I just put pen to paper. I wrote, man, this thing is too long. So I want to make it 60 seconds. I was like, you know what, let me just start shortening it. Then I was like, okay, 4 paragraphs, down to 3 paragraphs. So now I know like I have to be doing 3 paragraphs all the time. When I first dropped the set, people were like, oh, put a decor here, put this thing here. But when I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But when I put it, I was like, this doesn't make it like, and I was like, oh, it's very simple. I was like, oh, the simple answer is something. And it just kind of came.
How do you attract a record label as an upcoming artist? Simple answer is follow these 5 steps I'm about to give you and watch a record label come knocking on your door by tomorrow. Number 1, if anyone tells you to follow 5 steps to get a record label deal, you run.
I'm not very good at coming off the top and speaking on topics. I have to write first.
Right.
And I'm writing, I can articulate my idea. Then I can, okay, this paragraph picks up from this paragraph. But if I don't write, I'm just going under the camera and be mumbling. I'm like, oh, I should have said this better. Or I should have. But if I write, okay, I said this punchline here. I can pick from here. This is the paragraph that starts it. The more you write, the better you get. So that's helped me in terms of, you know, coming in front of the camera and speaking.
Because there's so many people around me who are always talking about content and how they are so afraid of creating content. And I'm like, content can be anything.
Like, I just scrolling through your reels or your TikTok or whatever, and you just want to see someone, I'm like, what is this person doing? Or this person is not funny. But there are people laughing. And then I'm like, this guy is not funny. What's funny about it? No? So like you said, like, you just have to keep going at it. I'm still saying it, like, you still find someone that will just come, breathe on the camera for 30 seconds, leave. If it does it for 60 days straight, Instagram is going to pick it up and people will start coming to that page. I'm always telling people, like, whatever it is you think you like is a stupid idea, it's like, just do it. There's no other way than just doing it, finding out. Like, you can psych yourself up and how to do it. But the day you just say, you know what, let me do it, good or bad. I always tell people, like, the reaction you don't want is no reaction. So you want them to tell you that you need to improve on this, or this, you need to do this, you need to do your stuff. Like, that means they're actually interested in what you're saying. So just put yourself out there, good or bad, then you start improving from there.
Like, I've seen you tag Don Jazzy in a few of your posts.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, that story is a very funny story. Because we used to review albums back in the days, like, where we used to review albums, we used to like do like no holds barred. We used to abuse people in quotes. Like, if the album is whack, we'll just say it's whack, and this album is bad, it's trash, don't pay. And so I think we said something about this artist, now blocked me on Twitter. So then I think 2021 or so, we interviewed Dr. Sid at the 95 I was doing. So we're just standing around like, Don Jazzy don't block me. Tell him to unblock me. I'm a good boy now, that kind of thing. So one day just unblocked me. And I was like, oh, thank you. We didn't say anything other than that. Then when I started this, I was like, I needed more reach and more people to know. So I was DM people, this is what I do. So I now DM Don Jazzy on Twitter. One of those days it was on Twitter doing giveaway. I was not like, wow, they do content, but anytime you are just repost. I just wanted to repost. I didn't want like a collaboration task. So it was not like, let's see, they're following me on Twitter, but on Instagram, you're not following me. How do you want to help you when you're never supporting me? You know, they want to speak. I don't laugh. I'm like, one of these, I'm going to make this content. So, like, in terms of, it's like, it has to be a 50-50 thing. I found out that if you like the content, you will post it, but especially like creators and everything, because his page is like a content curation page. If you use his artist songs,
right,
or use something that maybe you can incorporate Jazzy Burger in it or Drips, or is the likelihood for him to post it is higher. So if the content is funny and people are going to come to this page, you will just accept it. So I just did it one random day and accepted it, and I was like, oh, the content is dope, I like it, and accepted. And I saw him when I didn't even think he was going to recognize me. He was like, you, I didn't know you're this tall. Like, you just sit down on your table and tapping your hand. Oh, that's content. And I always talk about become friends.
Nice. Oh, I love that. I really love that. You went from being a hater.
Exactly. So
I
that
love
is time we do stuff, I'm like, oh, Don Jazzy is the greatest. For someone like him, for every time we post, I get followers, more comments. I always tell people like it's like my sponsored ads. So the ads I don't do sponsored ones for every clicks, like 5 people will follow me or 3 people or 2 people, which I'm very, very grateful for.
What I'm taking from that is find people or find Don Jazzy really, because there are not many people like Don Jazzy.
Yeah, for some people they collect money, just weigh your options and do what's best.
Have you received any like crazy, like unexpected, just random feedback from this?
It's just what I think is common knowledge as regards to music is really not. Like, so as my, brand yourself. How do I brand myself? Write an EP. What do I write? I'm like, put your music. I'm like, that's the bottom tier.
Basic, come on, yeah.
On that basic, they were like that. So now I just found out that what, there are a lot of people that want to come into this game. I don't even know how to start. Some just know that okay, very good singing voice, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to get people to buy my music. I don't know. So those guys, those are like I think that's like the most shocking.
What has been the most rewarding part of doing this?
So 2 things. First of all, the people that come to me and like actually want to pay for my services. To be honest, that's one of the reasons why I started in terms of I can do this thing, come and pay for my services. Right. So that's like translated to that, some brands wanting to work with me. Then the last point, the guys that just say, you know what, I did this little thing you said. I get hundreds of people every day like, oh, I did this. Oh, I'm now branding. Oh, look at my page. I'm now an artist. Oh, I started singing. Oh, this. Oh, I haven't given up because. So those guys kind of like ginger you all the time.
I understand the A&R recording artist development space, but for anyone who's watching who has no idea how to connect, like maybe music has been on their mind, but they want you to somehow help them. What do you do and what are the services you offer?
Okay, so services I offer if you are an artist or a musician or something, with music, there's really no 5 and 6. I mean, we all like to say, well, I have the best music taste and everything, but music is very subjective. I always say A&Rs are like, in the betting world, they call them punters. That's people that can help you kind of like navigate and say, you know what, this team is better than this team, so this team will win. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so this song is better than this song, so put this song out. Right. Or this song has to be, you have to put this kind of lyrics in this song because that's what's raining now, like artist branding, artist development. So taking an artist from point A to point B, I tell you what interviews you can watch. I tell you need to answer questions like this, or you need to, when they ask you this kind of questions, if you don't know it, just say you don't know it. Ignore. On your Twitter, you need to tweet a certain way. So just guiding an artist, whether it is branding, whether it is through music, those things I'm very good at because of the music experience I've garnered over time. You have to be as real as it gets because it's your character that actually connects. People think branding is just a color or a thing like you put, but it's actually personal. Like why people buy into a Rihanna, like with Bad Girl Riri, because she has shared that, I came in a good girl, she became a bad girl. So if she sells like lingerie and sells like all these things, it's not far from, people can actually still do, she can wear this. So they can connect. Or like a Davido because he's a cheerful giver, but he connects with the song. Whiskey, I always thought he was a very chilled guy. His music is chilled. So all those things you think that is not very important until you are like deep into music. So the earlier you start them as an artist and people grow with you, the better.
How do I achieve my creative goals in 2024?
Simple answer is put yourself out there. That's pretty much it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what your favorite part of the conversation was or what you took away from the conversation that you're going to start implementing yourself going forward. Remember, we're trying to smash our creative goals in 2024, and these conversations on this platform are supposed to encourage us and give us practical tools that we can use on the journey. If you haven't filled the creator database, please do so. There are so many opportunities for so many different kinds of creative people, from art to film to acting to music to fashion, but some of them are very, very specific. So when I know the specific needs of the people in this community, then I can target the opportunities and the conversations I have. Thank you so much again for watching. Please let me know if you like this kind of content, and if you want more content like this, please follow us on Instagram. I'd really love to build the community there so that I can share more content there as well. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.